Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z and the Dragon Ball manga, we saw the fight between Goku and Cell. And during that, we saw Goku really take it to a suppressed form of Cell, in which he was able to deal serious damage, blasting off the top half of his body. When Cell regenerated, it seemed like he had definitely lost a good amount of power. But just how much weaker did Cell become after that? How much power did Cell lose when he fought against Goku? And how much of a difference would it have really made in the story had he not gotten a Senzu Bean? And would it have made him easier to beat? Well, we're going to break that down in terms of that level of strength, that much more in this video as I go into the manga and analyze it in depth. Before I begin, if you're new here, I would consider subscribing and enabling all notifications down below, leaving a like, commenting your own thoughts as we go throughout the video. All that helps this channel to grow, and it helps you to see my videos whenever YouTube decides not to show them to you at different points of the year. When you don't see them, well, of course, I disappear. With that being said, let's get into that video right now. And I will start, of course, with, well, the start of the fight. Because this is something very important to get into, which is we see at the beginning Goku and Cell powering up. We're going to get some fight analysis here because this plays a very important role in the terms of not only Cell's power, but how far he was able to go afterward. When Cell powers up, most people are assuming that he is at full power here. Goku and him, they match each other in terms of their auras for the most part, their strength. Goku had already said that if he even lets one mistake happen, if he lets his guard down for an instant, Cell could kill him, which is very much true. We see them begin to battle. In the anime, it's even more explained and shown and drawn out and so on and so forth, where Cell has like his multi-form and various other techniques he uses against Goku. But in this, way more to the point, Toriyama's pacing tends to be much faster. He starts by using a powerful Kamehameha, which apparently, according to Cell and according to Goku, would have been enough to destroy the Earth and kill Goku in the process because he was putting too much energy into this attack. The amount of energy he could output is going to be a very important factor moving forward. Goku might have been able to be killed here because of it, but teleported out of the way to hit Cell. Something that Goku seems to kind of combine both those ideas later on as their fight goes on. Of course, Cell, well, when he's fighting against Goku, he actually isn't really going anywhere near his full power. Now, in terms of this, we see when when Cell ramps things up, he starts to outspeed Goku pretty handily, punching him, doing a lot of damage. And then when the two of them begin to battle, Cell says that he doesn't want Goku to actually get a ring out or to lose by ring out. He wants it to go to the very end, which is why he destroys the ring, of course, leading to their fight happening as the entire world becomes their ring. And Cell has the advantage the whole time. But another thing that's really important to note is that Cell, he's suppressing himself for the thrill of the fight. As I discussed in a video you guys can see in the top right corner, Cell is very much influenced by, well, not only everyone who makes him up, such as the effects that Frieza, Vegeta, King Cold, and so on had on him, but additionally, the androids like Android 17. He likes to have fun. He likes to hold himself back to the level of his opponent, in this case Goku, so that he can get the greatest thrill of all. In his eyes, he thinks that Goku is the strongest fighter on the earth right now. He doesn't know anything about Gohan yet. And thus, as a result, he believes that by lowering himself to just slightly above the power of Goku here, he will get the most joy out of it, and then when he defeats Goku with that level of power, it'll give them the most thrilling fight, and then he'll be satisfied destroying the planet and moving on with his destruction throughout the universe. This is when Goku, in his desperation, jumps up into the sky, charges up his warp full power Kamehameha, then teleports in front of Cell. Holy shit! And then he gets blasted right in the face. Pause. And as we can see this funny face Toriyama drew, we see that he gets the top half of his head, his body, vaporize in an instant. It totally sounded like that. And at this point, well, Goku's standing over him because everyone's realizing that they can sense his power here. He's not dead. There's still a lot of ki left in him, even at this state. But Goku does say, compared to the state that he is in. So we know that Cell definitely lost energy here, especially when it comes to the regeneration, where he regenerates, well, almost half his body, at least a third here. Now, should he have been able to? Well, maybe considering that there's a core in his head that's supposed to be the thing that makes it where he's not supposed to, you would assume that the answer would be no, which I discussed in another video in the top right corner. Was that a plot hole? You tell me. The fact of the matter is that Cell comes back, maybe with different spelling in that first word, if you could see his face right here, and he proceeds to, get ready to fight one more time. And as we could see, it's interesting that Goku says, you must have used a lot of ki in that. Well, in this translation, he says attack, but he's actually really referring to his regeneration. At this point, it's making it seem like, well, both of them have lost a lot of energy, and as a result, the fight's going to be more, even, dragged out. But that's actually, again, a falsehood, because Goku's using desperation attacks. He's using Vegeta's technique against him, and, we see that it's not enough. He puts up the barrier that he got from Android 17, and as a result, despite the fact that Cell is huffing and puffing, just like Goku, the fight is over. We even have Bulma here mentioning that Goku is so close to winning, but Roshi points out here he wasn't close. Goku looks like he's putting up a good fight, but he's actually exhausted while Cell isn't. Cell is huffing and puffing, he's sweating a little bit, he has some damage, but he isn't anywhere near out of gas. He's still got some gas left in the tank, as Mark Henry said, after he did his awesome turn on Cena. Goku, he's exhausted. Cell says that he should take a sensu bean. The thing is that Cell is saying this because, despite the fact that Cell is a little tired, despite the fact that he is, potentially weakened compared to when he started out, he knows that he's holding back so much compared to Goku that it wouldn't matter. As I discussed in another video in the top right corner in the description and on my channel, when Cell here tells Goku to take a sensu bean, even if everybody jumped him, the truth is that if Cell went full power, as I'll show soon, it wouldn't have mattered, because Cell was still so much above everyone, including Goku and Gohan as Super Saiyans, before Gohan unleashes his hidden potential, that he still would have been able to defeat all of them, with the exception of Gohan becoming a Super Saiyan 2. That's how dire the situation really is. Because Cell was just toying with him. It wasn't enough. Goku knows this. He gives up, because he knows that the only one who can win is Gohan. Now, the thing is here, let's fast forward a little bit to that fight. Because we see when Cell is fighting against Gohan, Gohan had become a Super Saiyan 2. He easily killed the Cell Juniors, which I'll show a little bit more of that soon. And then he tells Gohan, do you really believe that you can beat me? Whereas Gohan's like, yeah. And so Cell then says here, well, then I shall show you how terrifying my true power really is. He proceeds to power up to full, which no one had seen him close to this yet. And look at the reaction. Look at just how much everyone's being blown away by this after already bracing themselves and knowing how strong Cell was when he was fighting against Gohan. Well, this is his full power. The only thing to be dwarfed by Gohan's power. Even Goku is shocked by just how strong he is, because Cell's full power here is vastly above the power he was showing against Goku during their fight, because like I said, massively suppressed himself by comparison. This is him when he's serious. The first time he's serious, but of course, to Gohan, he's weak. It's not enough, because Gohan's power not only increased multiple times over, 2 times according to the jump guides and the Daizenshu with the Super Saiyan 2, but he also unlocked his hidden potential. So he could wreck Cell. But the thing is here, a lot of people might ask, well, could Cell really go to this full power level of strength after what happened with Goku? After all, what happened before he fought against Gohan? Well, when Gohan steps up to fight, what does Goku do? He actually does the thing where he gives Cell a sensu. He gives him a bean that lets him get back up to his full power. No, Cell did not get a Zenkai here, although maybe I'll do a whole video about that in the future, just because, maybe those people who think that won't watch this video, and that's how YouTube works. And he is then in turn able to, be able to fight again, 100%. But the thing is that with regard to another fight we saw with an exhausted character, Goku, when the Cell Juniors are pumped out by Cell here, and Goku, who is tired after his fight against Cell, has to battle them, he actually can't. He puts up a worse fight than characters he's stronger than. In the anime, he puts up a worse fight than even the humans and Piccolo, of course. But in the manga, Piccolo and the two Saiyans vastly do better. We see right here, what does Cell say? It looks like Vegeta and Trunks are the only ones holding back. Well, as I mentioned in another video, it actually, also is Piccolo fighting and holding up a good fight against them. But either way, the fact is that he says, since Goku used up his strength, he's in danger too. We see that. Goku's getting wrecked right here, and he's apologizing. I'm sorry, it wasn't supposed to go like this. He can't fight as well as Piccolo and the two Saiyans, who are all a little bit above Goku's 50% power at this point, the power that they trained for when they went into the time chamber again, Piccolo going in for the first time. And when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, it's the only one who really stands a chance. Now, you might try and suggest here that the same thing that's happening here to Goku, Son Goku, would also happen to Kanzen Cell when he would go to, let's say, fight against Gohan as even a regular Super Saiyan, right? That he would be so tired that even though Gohan would not be at his 100% power level, in terms of the level of Cell that we see right here, when he was a Super Saiyan before going Super Saiyan 2, that Cell would be so weakened from before he got the Sensu Bean that Goku would actually fare a better chance, and so in turn with the stronger Gohan, and thus it would have been a more difficult fight for him. We even see Cell's expression here when Gohan powers up, and then Cell confirms that Goku was not bluffing in terms of the strength that Gohan had. The thing is, though, there was a huge difference. Again, Goku, as he says right here to Gohan before he steps up, what does he say? He says, I don't know about Cell, but I was fighting as hard as I could. We know for a fact Cell wasn't anywhere near his full power. What level of power was he using against Goku? Maybe 40%, 50%, 60%, maybe at the most. The fact that everyone reacts in such a way to his power-up, and he already says, when Gohan steps up, that he confirms that Gohan is stronger than Goku, and he then says that he will use more strength against Gohan than he did against Goku, something that a lot of people also overlook, as he says, I'll have to use my full speed against you, and that he's actually going to try much harder than he did against Goku. That means that, again, when he powers up from the level he's fighting against Gohan there to this, and everyone's shocked, that shows a significant upgrade. So the difference between Goku and Gohan, who knows, 10%, 20%, it's not multiple times, but the fact is that Cell makes a significant power up to go from that level, which was already above what he used against Goku, to the level that he's using against Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2. That suggests to me that he was at least somewhere close to 2 times stronger than when he fought Goku, when he is in turn fighting against Gohan right here. And thus, as a result, That means that Cell wasn't using anywhere near his full power when he fought against Goku, and thus as a result would not be anywhere near as exhausted as Goku is right here, even after regenerating his entire top half. So when Cell was saying right here to Goku, go ahead and take one of those sensu beans, maybe you'll fare a slightly better chance against me, then he wasn't bluffing. He actually meant it because he wasn't anywhere near as exhausted. He was huffing and puffing a little bit, but again, that is, well, there's a difference there. Because let's talk about when it comes to fighting. Now, Goku here, he used most of his energy before this fight. Not just in terms of so when you're fighting in Dragon Ball, you not only have a level of power you can output based upon, let's say, your physical condition, like your damage that you've taken stuff to your body that will allow you to fully output your energy. You also have, your stamina, your endurance, your amount of power that you can continue to put out at that level. For Goku, before this fight with the Cell Juniors, he used a full power attack against Cell. He put so much, look how long he's charging. Goku rarely charges up a Kamehameha this long, right? So he was putting in everything he had for the most part into this attack. It's like when Roshi blew up the moon and then afterward didn't use any more key attacks because he put in most of the volume, the on-hand energy he had into the attack. So that's why he was able to so overwhelm and hurt Cell here and damage him to such a degree. He put everything into it. That's why he's huffing and puffing so much. And so as a result, because Goku put so much energy into it, and because of the fact that he was taking damage already, that means that now the level of energy he has on hand, especially after he uses Vegeta's technique, he, can not put out as high of a level of power as he was when he was fighting against perfect suppressed Cell earlier. So not only does he barely have any energy on hand in stock, but in turn, because of how little energy he has, he can't exactly put out, anything else, because let's say he punches at full power, maybe that one punch or that one blast will just reduce him to his base or just, pull a TN as we could see up here, and he would just die because he just could not output such energy for any longer anymore. Super Saiyan, he barely has to use energy now because of the mastery. Whereas Cell, he still had a lot left in the tank. And thus, as a result, he had a lot more on hand. And so he probably could still output his 100% power. He wouldn't have been able to fight in the 100% power as long, but it would be irrelevant because he would be able to kill everyone easily with that level of power. The fact that Goku is so shocked by the level of power that Cell output when he did this, even after Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2, shows it was a big enough jump to where he could one-shot everyone, including Goku and Gohan at full power, if he really tried at 100% from the start. Even then, as I mentioned in that video about Goku giving Cell a sensu bean, if Cell did not take that sensu bean, then he probably would have fought more desperately like he does later on. And thus, as a result, what does he do when Gohan gets the better of him? He goes to blow up the planet immediately. Gohan wouldn't have been able to stop this full power Kamehameha even if he and the other Z fighters ganged up and were able to get the advantage over him. Everyone just stands and watches. There's nothing they could do. Only Gohan can do something. All right. The same thing happens too when he gets overwhelmed again, turns into his giant form in desperation. And again, would they be able to stop him? I don't think so. Again, overwhelmed here, turns himself into a bomb. Nobody could stop this. Goku literally had to teleport him away and give up his life in order to stop the destruction of the Earth, but he died because he could not stop Cell himself from blowing up. Thus, as a result, I think that that Cell, he lost a lot of energy that he had on hand, but I don't think that anything would actually reduce his overall power output that he suffered. As a result, Cell would still be able to go 100% power and do just exactly what he was able to do here in this fight against Gohan, but actually killing him probably with this punch and killing Goku and everyone else and then blowing up the planet for real, unless Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2. And that's why I would say, if we're going to give a number or something to this, Cell, in terms of his on-hand volume of energy, how much did he lose? Well, I would say that in terms of that, Cell might have lost 50% of the energy he had in store. Maybe not even that much, maybe more, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter because let's say that Cell, well, he could go 100% power still because of his physical conditioning and stuff. He was still regenerated mostly to his full condition, a little damage here and there, a little bit of huffing and puffing, but could still output the damage, output the same damage amount, the same endurance amount, the same speed, and so on. At that point, well, he would be able to, let's say, at his full power, stay in 100% for 5 minutes, to use Frieza math, and then, deal damage for that long to everybody. Let's say that he'd be able to do it for 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes in Dragon Ball Z at that point in time, kill everyone effortlessly, then he'd be able to take a nap, wake up, have a 4-hour conversation, in the anime version of the story with all the filler and the padding, and yeah, it would be nothing. He would kill everyone in a second, and then he could just chill out in a rocking chair that he, spits out a Cell Jr. shaped like a rocking chair, and he rocks around in him. He's like, that was really, really easy. It was kind of anticlimactic, though. Why didn't I just do this from the start? I guess I'll go fight Broly now, or get taken over by Bobbity. That's the story for another day. But let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments, guys. What do you think? Do you think that Cell still could go full power? How much power do you think that he actually lost? And do you think it was volume? Do you think it was anything else? Even if he didn't go 100%, I still think that the answer would be perfectly suited for what I was saying. Let me know down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stick around, because there's a lot more content to come here at Cell Saga Media in the future, and it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, and you better subscribe.